Hostef, whatever, this awesome conference here in Budapest on their 15th anniversary.
But
So
you say Budapest. That's already way much better than I do. I say Budapest.
that's a usual, but yeah, we got some tips on how to correctly say the place. I hope that I'm saying it correctly. I'm trying my best. Best, no, my best. So we have today with these awesome presenters that I was hinting, our amigo Davy Kenis. Did I pronounce it well? I think
You pronounce it perfectly.
because I times about Davy, Davy.
Davy.
I got it. Here with us, who is also, I think, you have had so many adventures at this conference, many other conferences.
Mm-hmm.
Big time veteran, and well, I'm already spoiling it. Amigo Davy, would you mind sharing to the audience some details of you, who you are,
Sure.
why are you here, why are you in a conference, what makes you special?
Oh, I wasn't expecting that question. Um, yeah, maybe around general things. Let's skip maybe the general things because I'm Davy. I'm from Belgium. There's nothing more to say about that. But it's an interesting question on why are we actually at conferences? My wife always asks me the same thing. Why do you go to conferences?
Why did you do that to yourself?
Yeah, indeed. And okay, and you go to conferences and you need to speak on one day. And I'm like, yeah, I need to speak one day. And how long is that presentation? I'm like, sometimes 30 minutes, sometimes 45. Okay. So you go to a conference, you speak 45 minutes or 30 minutes, and you're away from home an entire week? Yeah, that's usually the summary how it goes.
But there are some cool things before and after, and
Yeah, exactly.
or at the place in Budapest, you could also the awesome thermal waters thing here
Mhm.
is, oh wow, and many other things. But
Because you know what I really like about conferences? It's I'm not sure if it's rare, but it's one of those places where you can actually still truly like connect with people. Like to give an example, I received in one of the last conferences, I received a text from my wife, and she dropped me a text. Hey, did it go well, the presentation? And I replied with, yeah, it went good. And she replied back with, okay, you enjoyed it. I replied, yeah, it was good. In the evening, she called me. She said, dude, I really don't like it when you do that blunt to me. And I was like, oh, I'm really sorry. It wasn't meant that way. And that's an example on how written text sometimes is completely perceived in a different way because we live in that transactional world where we talk with each other or we give each other likes on social media or we comment to each other on social media. But places like these where you can walk around gives you the possibility to truly connect, like you and me have this conversation. It would have been so different if we would have this with LinkedIn
just in an online
chats.
Slack or something like
Yeah,
that, it
indeed.
would be.
Or maybe just me liking a post from you or saying in comment, yeah, you do a great thing.
I think that even if we were having a conversation like online, you are at your
Hmm.
place, I'm at my place. It's not the same feeling. You're right.
Yeah,
It's very different from no lag, no delays, your
yeah,
cues, no camera problems or mic
yeah, yeah,
problems.
yeah, yeah,
It's huge, and as well, like getting in touch with people, right?
yeah,
Like
indeed.
seeing there in front what they are experiencing, because
Yeah.
uh, for your wife, and we will say hello, and like the only person tuning in today. No, okay.
And my kids, by the way, my kids saw you and me on YouTube
Really?
on the while we were chatting previously, and then suddenly my daughter said, "Daddy, why,
Why are you on YouTube?
WTF? Why are you on YouTube? Why are you on my iPads?"
Oh, cool. I'm super happy that I don't know if they are impressed or scandalized that you are on the iPad or on
Yeah, it
YouTube.
was more like surprise, like,
A
dude,
good thing.
you are on my iPad. I generally watch like cartoons, and suddenly you are in my iPad.
Because it could be like, I see you at home already. Why are you appearing
Yeah,
on my
yeah,
iPad
yeah,
as
yeah,
well?
yeah,
No, but it's something really, I don't know. I do agree with you. The impact we experienced it, the pandemic and the lockdowns,
yeah.
and we tried. We had no other choice, but it was not the same. It was so different. And as
Yeah.
you say, it's like you were talking to your wife. It's 30 minutes, 1 hour tops that I'm on a stage. And then I go down and it's talking to people. It's
Yeah,
exchanging
it's networking.
experiences, what happens, travel situations that
Yeah, can
sometimes getting
happen.
here is not the easiest.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not the easiest thing to get to a conference. Always something can go out of the way, but it makes so many good stories that you can tell to each
Yeah.
other. Like,
I
man,
also
you
get
look
energy.
really
I
bad.
also
What
I
happened to you? Oh, the plane. Oh my
no,
God.
it was terrible. But I also always, besides the fact how much it takes from your body, because it's you're networking the entire day, you're speaking, you're preparing for your own presentation. So at the end of the day, you're tired, but or at the end of the conference, you're always tired. But I always get so energized because of the vibe which is there. And whenever I'm seeing someone else speaking, I'm like, okay, I get this out of his or her presentation. I want to do this, and this is a nice idea. I get so hyped up and motivated after a conference that I'm always planning, like, okay, going to do this, and this is a nice idea. I need to work this out. Gives you energy to do crazy stuff.
I can relate. You have no idea. It's some things like I describe it at times the conference hangover.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yo, yeah,
You're so tired and oh my head hurts and
yeah,
it's almost like a real hangover. But you're already thinking like, yeah, the next party on the next weekend, I'm gonna totally do
yeah,
that
yeah,
again,
yeah.
even if it's worth the the price or the experience, because you get so much out of it. On your side,
Mhm.
presenting people that if you want here to present, of course, submit CFPs open. Stay tuned for that. But being a participant here, being on the
Yeah.
stage, and being able to share a couch with Davey and just talk to each other. There are so many places. I think they're in the center of the stage. You can also sit with some of the
Oh
presenters,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
share
Indeed, to
a
meet the speaker
conversation,
area.
meet the
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
speaker.
yeah. This is a wonderful initiative, by the way. It's really, again, it's about connecting, and this is a way on how that we as a speaker, but also participant, we can connect with each other.
The best experience that you can like grab the experience like this guy has in the head and like come give me a little bit.
Uh,
Be kind, bring a coffee. Just like hey, I have
exactly.
a bribe for you. Can
I'm
you
also a
share?
human. I'm also a human.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
we're all persons, and yeah,
We're that's another one that you should not, because you see him on a stage or keynote or tutorial. He's another guy that you can just
yeah,
approach, talk
yeah,
to.
exactly.
Did you
Yeah,
like the last season of this thing or
yeah,
I don't know?
and even if you didn't like it, it's still, to me, it's like sharing a story, regardless of the fact that if it's right or wrong what you're saying. You're sharing a story, and that's when the story becomes also authentic,
Yeah.
because it's your own story, regardless of the pressure which you put on yourself. Hey, am I worth it on sharing a story? Of course you're worth it sharing a story. I have two kids. I share stories the entire day. They never listen, by the way, but anyhow, that's another story. But it's about sharing the story, and everyone can share a story, and it's authentic. And
But you got me thinking there. Like you mentioned that it's you got training from your kids on the storytelling and so on, but you have been a presenter long before
Mhm.
the kids were around.
Yeah.
So what drove you? Did you had like this appeal for storytelling, or how did you ended up conferencing?
um, I, to be fair, I actually always wanted to be a teacher.
Ah,
And somewhere in my, I have a very funny story, by the way.
bring it, bring it, bring it.
Originally, when I was a kid, my dad told it to me a couple, and now I'm, by the way, spoiling something, because there is a big wall there where they ask you, how did you run into QA. This is
Yeah.
a part of the story. Apparently, when I was at the first grade in school, you needed to stand in the line, and the teacher was asking to you, what do you want to become when you grow up. I don't remember it, but my dad told me a couple of months back. And apparently I told, Miss, I want to be a writer, because I want to share stories like the stories which I'm reading and which my dad is reading for me. And while my dad asked, why do you go to conference? And I was like, okay, I don't have any idea. And then he mentioned, do you remember what you answered when you were a kid of 6-year-old standing in the line answering to the teacher? I want to be a writer because I want to share stories. And I think that's, to me, the essence of being a conference speaker, telling a story which you love, which comes from right here, from the heart. That's, to me, the essence on why that's I go to conferences to share, basically. And to
You
to
had it
learn stories as
since you
well.
were a kid, so it
Yeah.
was going to happen one way or
Yeah,
another.
and then it shifted to economics because I wanted to be an accountant. That completely faded away. Faded away. I had, yeah, that wasn't successful.
You were in economics and
Now,
accounting, or
now when I was growing up, I suddenly wanted to go to accounting. So I changed my mind from going to a writer to accounting, and then I realized, nah, that's too many numbers. This is not for me. This is not for me. And I then mentioned, okay, maybe I should be a teacher. And suddenly, occasionally, I ran into IT and became a QA
so you
consultant.
started as a teacher.
No, I graduated with the ambition actually want to be a teacher. So what I'll do is I'll go working for 1 or 2 years, and at the same time I'll do a course to become a teacher. That's how it goes in Belgium. You need to have like a license to be a
Ah,
teacher, and you can get some courses to be a teacher.
wow. So you had it in the back of your mind. You were striving towards.
Yeah.
What was your first conference talk or the first opportunity that you had to kind of first get to QA? Because sounds it that you did like an interesting jump from teaching to QA,
Sorry.
from teaching to
Yeah.
QA.
No, I straight after my studies, I jumped into the IT industry, and I immediately became a
So you never
consultant.
went
I
through
never
teaching.
went to teaching. I never.
Ah,
I That was completely faded away on a different path. I always had that ambition, but by some reason I never went into getting a teacher.
and so you still had that itch. You were already QA-ing, if that's a verb.
Yeah.
Uh, how did you decide? Like, hey, I'm gonna go on a stage. I want to teach up there, or tutorials, or how did you start it? I'm curious.
How did I start it? I need to think carefully now. How did it start? I think it started with a local meetup. I went to a local meetup. It's the Socrates meetup in Belgium.
Is it
Um,
still around?
it's still around.
Ah, cool.
It's an online meet. It's an online meetup, which usually this is for developer advocates, but also QA people. They join it.
Ah,
It's an online meetup, and one time a year they host an unconference, a physical unconference. Yeah. So I think I once went to their meetup and I saw their people sharing their stories, and I was like intrigued by the stories which are being shared. And then I was like, okay, next month there is another meetup, and you know what? Next month I want to share a story about a book which I'm reading, and don't ask me which book I was reading. I have no clue anymore. And that's basically how it started, I guess.
cool.
And then I gave some presentations inside companies, and then going to conferences.
Wow, it's an interesting evolution. It reminds me a lot. I have a friend in a conference in the States,
Hmm.
in the US. First time I met her, she was an assistant at a conference, and she's like, "Yeah, but I ended up presenting in a panel because they dragged me,
Yeah,
and one of the presenters liked me and said like, yeah, you come and join our
yeah, yeah.
automation panel." And I was like, "Did you like it?" "It was a good experience." "Okay, you're in.
You're
You're gonna be
in. Yeah,
presenting." And ever since,
sold.
she has been four
Yeah.
years in a row presenting and
Oh,
going
that's
and
super
growing, and
nice.
has been really really good. Because when you have like that type of calling,
Hmm.
it's really good that I think you unconsciously or semi-consciously were chasing that opportunity to
Yeah.
tell stories, teach, and follow through. And I mean, you were not the best on the first time that you got on stage.
No,
How did you
obviously
think you
not.
improved your crafts of storytelling?
Sorry.
How did you think you improved your storytelling crafts?
I stepped away from the putting the pressure on myself that I need to prove that I'm a storyteller, because
Ah,
in the end, you submit for a CFP, and in the end, someone read through what your story is and made a decision. This paper or this story actually I liked it, so I put away the pressure on myself to perform on stage, or to put the pressure like, okay, I'm a good storyteller, I need to prove that I'm a good storyteller. And I put that pressure away, just knowing that, okay, there is someone who believes, based upon what I've been reading, there's someone who believes that this story might be a good fit for the event that he or she is organizing. And that kind of helped me out. Although at the beginning it's a little bit searching your own style, everyone has their own unique style. That's part of me as a person. That's part
Yeah,
of
yeah,
you
yeah.
as a person. Everyone has their own speaking style, the way you perform with your hands, how you do it with your voice, and that's finding out. It's like a journey on which you enter, and then you're going to search out. Okay, how which style is actually suiting me. I can remember on one of the first conferences, I was a complete energetic guy. I'm still energetic, by the way,
I
but
can
it
tell.
was
I can
like
tell.
a huge. It felt like I felt in a ton of like a Red Bull or so, and I had
You were like what's his name, Tony Robbins style.
yeah, exactly, exactly. And although the people liked it, there were also some people who were like, "Oh, Dave, come on, you pulled all the energy out of me," and I was like, "Yeah, okay, that's just how I am. That's just my vibe and my energy," which do made me sometimes conscious about the fact, like, okay, it might also be that you have a mismatch with the audience, and that you need to feel how is my audience basically reacting on the message that I like to bring to the audience, and to play into that a little bit.
Huh. That's yeah, because you modulate and you change your off stage persona, who you are on a daily
Mm-hmm.
basis, from
Mm-hmm.
who you are, and you started to create your own
Yeah,
stage, Davy.
yeah, exactly, exactly. Along the way, I created my own personality on this is how I would like to perform on a stage. Because I also believe, I strongly believe that if you anyone who wants to tell a story, it's about you, and you should do on the stage like what makes you feel good on the stage.
Mhm.
And sometimes people ask me like, okay, I don't have the guts to talk on a stage, and I'm like, okay, why not? Yeah, I'm afraid that whatever I'll be telling, that everyone knows this already. Well, to be fair, yeah, okay, got it. But there's you have a story to tell, and you have always one thing which you can share. You have always one thing which might not be known by someone else. So by not going into the mindset of I don't have anything to tell because everyone knows this already, you're assuming for your audience that they know what you know, which isn't always the case.
And you are making me think that even if they are aware of the topic or they have done that, your personal and particular experience is as well adding. To give you a small analogy, I am partially colorblind, and some
Hmm.
colors is that green or brown? And I tend
Okay.
to
Yeah.
do that a lot.
Yeah.
And then my wife will come and say like, "That's not green. That's very brown." I'm like, "Oh," because from her presentation,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
my
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
perspective was
Yeah.
opened, and not necessarily that as an audience they are confused or,
Yeah. Yeah.
but your different point of view will add to a
Oh, yeah.
perspective. Maybe if they already know it, well, it's reinforced that I'm doing the
Yeah.
right thing. So
Exactly.
don't be afraid of
Yeah.
those
Indeed.
situations.
Indeed. And
I
it's not about whether that's the correct color.
uh
It
huh.
doesn't matter if it's brown or green. It's about you being there on stage sharing something authentic, and we should not be scared to be ourselves.
That made me remember there was a talk that I did. It was a meetup. I was talking about something, and the color thing that, let's say we have a green door in front of us behind camera. Yeah, about
Yeah.
the green door and about the green door. Everybody was so confused. It wasn't green. Until someone walks on stage like, "Hey, the door is red."
What?
Okay,
What?
sorry everybody.
What? Is there a door?
Okay, I made you think about colors at the very least, and but there's an effect that you create, and I
Yeah.
think that that's even like you made me think a lot of storytelling and movies
Hmm.
in special, where it might not be the best story at all or
Yeah.
something like
Yeah.
that. I watched the Super Mario movie,
Okay. Which one? Which one? Which
the
one? Which
newest,
one?
the
The newest
latest
one?
one.
Oh.
Chris Pratt voicing
Yeah.
Mario,
Yeah. Yeah.
and the story is not the best, but some of the things in the movie looking at so exactly like the game
Uh
and
huh.
being represented gave me a feeling, and I think that the audiences come from that feeling,
From that
that
feeling. Yeah.
special
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
je
Yeah.
ne sais quoi that happens when
Yeah.
a speaker with a
Yeah.
very particular style is kind of bringing those sparks in them.
Bringing those elements or those flavors inside, and this is a nice analogy because the feeling which you get when watching to a movie, you paid to see the movie, so
Yeah.
you paid to see a movie where you get a certain feeling out of. And sometimes we also forget, whenever we're a speaker, people paid a ticket, they purchased a ticket. It was a conscious decision. I want to go to USTEF in Budapest, and I buy a ticket. I spend my own money to buy a ticket. I spend my own money to buy an airplane ticket and to go and watch and see a talk. So, as a speaker, I bear this in mind. Those are people who paid to hear me telling a story. So, I want that everyone takes something out of it and has a certain feeling whenever they go back home.
And you're making a very good point because yeah, there's some sort of stage pressure that you
Hmm.
feel like
Hmm.
yeah, all these people are paying for me to come and babble on top
Yeah,
of
yeah, yeah.
the stage. They are looking for knowledge and new information, most probably, or reinforce or the different version.
Yeah.
But at the same time, yes, it's important what you are learning here. You will learn things at conferences, no question about it. But the delivery as well is another element that, of course, I could learn the new way of, I don't know, train through general AI and
Yeah,
have
yeah,
it
yeah.
and present it on stage, just with technical terms in a written long text slide in PowerPoint. The audience will be like, yeah, this is truly world changing,
Yeah. But is
but
this? But is this?
I'm bored.
Is this door red or green? Is there a door? I don't know. I don't know. What is
No
this?
one has
Yeah.
mentioned that door, so I'm bored. I'm not engaged, and
Yeah.
that's I always remember from my mom. She used to say about the red cells and the white cells in the body,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
globules, something like that. And because a teacher, when they were explaining that to her, had little soldiers dressed up in red and dressed up in
Oh.
white, so
Oh.
she never forgot that because it was
Yeah.
a cute
Yeah. You
story.
you see this the small toy store.
Exactly, and
Yeah.
that delivery, some presenters that we have seen,
Mm-hmm.
some bring toys to stage,
Yeah.
get dressed up in
Get
ways
dressed
that
up.
will
Yeah.
catch your attention. There are multiple tricks that. Do you have any particular trick that your stage Davy persona does, or that you
Yeah.
recommend people to do?
Yeah. Yeah. I have a trick, and do you want to know? Do you want to know a nice thing?
Uh huh.
I can't do the trick on this conference. I usually have the trick to go for a quick run before the day of my talk.
Ah.
And so I go for a 5 kilometer run or a 10 kilometer run to really be completely stressed out
Uh huh.
in the real early mornings. But I forgot my running shoes.
Oh.
So I have my talk tomorrow, but I forgot my running shoes. So I can't do my normal habits or routine, which I'm used to.
Oh.
But one,
What size are you? Probably I can borrow. No, I'm kidding.
but maybe one tip. It's a really small tip, which I usually gave to people, is if you know the room that you're in, in which you're going to present, go check out that room one, two, three, maybe four times prior to your own presentation, so that you get to see the feel, the vibe of the room. How is this room look like? How is the other speaker on stage? How is the stage looking like? So that the moment that you are there, it kind of feels like I have been here before. I have been doing this before, which leaves away a bit the stress of, okay, I need to be on stage. I need to be on stage. No, you have been there before. It's different in your minds.
Yeah, start visualizing it in
Yeah,
advance.
exactly. Yeah.
Trick your mind to think that you are on the stage or you
Yeah,
have
yeah,
been
yeah, yeah,
already.
yeah. Yeah, indeed.
Because when in the morning we did a stream around here, walking
Yeah,
around
yeah.
with the camera, and we stepped behind the main stage where the keynote was happening, and it's like, yeah, I know the area now. I
Mm-hmm.
feel it's not that
Mm-hmm.
high. It's like this, that. Because I remember a couple of times I was thrown at stages that I had
Yeah.
no idea.
Uh-huh.
Uh, One, I thought it was a talk and it was a keynote, and I was just
Whoa.
prepared
Whoa.
for a regular talk. And there were lights in front of me. That was a cool part because I had no idea. I didn't know the stage that I was going to be at. I thought it was just like a middle of
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
conference, a
yeah,
small
yeah.
thing.
And
Big
you were panicked.
stage,
You were
two,
panicked out.
three. I had no idea, and
Uh,
I wanted to do some other things. So no, this is your stage. You go up and there were lights in front of you, like it was like a stage.
Also warm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
and the rest of the room was dark. So we're like, okay, well, hello
Oh.
everybody, blah 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 blah
And
blah. Blah.
you couldn't see
I
you
had
couldn't see
no
anyone.
idea, and I thought that it was just like what I was expecting, like 50 people, not like
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
largest, like it was 300.
What?
And they were like, because it was dark, I had no idea. And
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
thank
yeah.
you everybody. It's such a pleasure. But as well, it would be like totally mentalized, or just go there
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
have no
yeah,
idea
yeah.
what is happening.
And that's the nice thing. So you know that you can do it. You know that you can do it, but sometimes people have that much of stress that they suddenly fall into a trap like, oh my god, I can't do this. I can't do this. But if you
And
not
what is the stress? What is the true difference if it's 5 people or 500 people?
exactly,
You're
yeah,
already on the stage
you're there. Yeah,
telling your story. Just take it out, explain it.
yeah,
Speaking of taking out and explaining it, we're starting the ramp down a little bit, and I want to close up a little bit with your teaching experiences. You're presenting at the conference.
yeah. I'm presenting tomorrow.
What is the topic?
Oh, the title is called Feedback Loop from Hell. It sounds scary. It isn't, but it's an interactive session where I'll be sharing patterns and routines which come back inside classic businesses and organizations, but also in personal lives. So it's a
Oh,
personal story which I relate back to how IT organizations are being structured and which patterns we should be careful on.
I love some of these presentations as well, where you mix up a little what is the true QA thing
Yeah,
with normal life and personal
yeah,
experience or growth. Like my mom with the soldiers painted, like you're
yeah, yeah,
driving an
yeah,
analogy, which I'm sure will make people to keep it. And just with the
yeah.
title, I see the title and kind of know what type of speaker I am
Yeah, yeah,
expecting,
yeah,
and
yeah. Feedback
what-
loop from hell. Who
uh,
makes this up? Some call it vicious circle, by the way.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah.
like to call it
But
feedback loop from hell.
but it's it made me think of rock songs right away
Huh?
or things like that. That just with the title, you're evoking some
Yeah,
feeling, some
yeah, yeah,
experience,
yeah,
which I think
yeah.
is really, really good. I look forward to that. Not, I will have to ask you to tell me how did it go and what it is, because we are gonna be here running interviews. But Davey, after uh, Hustef, Hustef, I'll know the right answer in the next stream.
For
I
at
promise.
least it's Budapest. That's
Budapest,
for
that one
clear.
I have heard, the real one. Um, so you're an experienced presenter. Uh, this is not your first conference of
No,
the year,
no, no.
not the last, I
I need
guess.
to admit it will be the last. It
Oh,
will be the
really?
last. Yeah, for this year it will be the last. I will be clicking the pause button for a while. Not for next year, but for this year it will be the
Yeah,
last because I have been asked to present on conferences also next week, but it really didn't make my planning in terms of work. Also, I've now on new staff, um, and otherwise it would have been 2 weeks in a row. So
it's tough
it's
when you
getting
do those
tough in
things.
terms of private lives as well. Again, I have 2 kids, so
No, no,
yeah,
that's well personal life, and it's not only. I mean, it's super fun. As I was saying, partying out. It's really fun. You meet
yeah,
people, you get
yeah,
experiences, you get hangovers. But if you do it too often, connected one after the
yeah.
other, if you have the itch to present and tell stories, take breaks. Don't go over crazy. Even if you're accepted on all of them, it can hurt
It can
eventually.
hurt. It can hurt a bit, but it starts with, and that's maybe a warm call out to everyone. It starts with taking the guts to call in for a CFP and making sure proposing an abstract, submitting for a talk. That's where
Yeah,
it starts.
yeah. Awesome recommendations. I love it. And do you help people when they're with their talks or give
Yeah,
guidance on those things?
yeah,
That's very good help and service that you give back. If people want to reach out to you, get in
yeah,
touch, or get some tips and
yeah.
recommendations, where can they find you?
They can just connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm still thinking about building my own website and stuff like that, but it's still somewhere in my mind. But for now, I would say just connect with me on LinkedIn, and I'm very happy to have conversations around it. One tip: don't do a copy paste from someone else.
No, 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 no. That's
Make your own style. It's not like, oh, I love this speaker, I will copy paste him or her. Don't do that. Don't do that. It's like telling the same joke which someone else told. that's not feeling the same way as that person telling a joke.
It's you just remind me a quick story. I think it was a documentary about Katy Perry.
Katy Perry, yeah, yeah.
And when she started, she was told like, "Yeah, you could be kind of like the new Madonna or
Uh
something."
huh.
Like that.
Uh huh.
And she was like, "Why can't I be the Katy
Katy
Perry?
Perry, yes,
Like
exactly.
become
Why?
myself." So
Yeah, indeed.
give it a try to that.
Yeah. Be
Submit your
you.
CFPs.
Be
Be
you.
you.
Be
Be
you.
yourself.
Be yourself.
And with that, I highly recommend you to get in touch with Davey. His name is here on the screen. You can reach out on LinkedIn, have a message, and ask your questions. Be original. Don't be afraid, and
There we go.
get on the stage. Tell
All
your
right.
story. I love it, amigo.
All
Thank you
right.
very much. Has
Thank
been
you.
an awesome conversation, and well, there you have it.
All
Reach
right.
out, our amigo Davey, and for now, we're gonna wrap it up with these with these.
Starting
Yeah,
the
I
master
was
class.
screaming earlier with the masterclass. So we're gonna cut it here. We have another interview later today in a few minutes, actually. So stay tuned. This is not over yet.
All
This
right.
is the first day of Hustev, whatever. I promise I will know the right one in a moment. Stay tuned. Take care, and I will see you in a moment. Adios, everybody. Adios, baby.
Ciao, ciao.